right, man. Let's look here, audio. So when I first just turned on this chart here, it was automatically on a 9-week candle. But you can see here that it is actually the largest volume in its history. So what it's implying is that maybe on a new 9-week we can still see higher prices, you know, for price to push above that volume, right? So and of course that's not gospel, but a lot of times price will want to go above the large volume candle. So that's just something to consider. It also means that this is very, very, very good support. So if we do ever come back down, so for example, if we do move up here and later say we do that and we come back down, if we pierce below there, that is likely to be a fantastic buying place. If we pierce below the large volume, well, it's a 9-week candle, that in the future will be a fantastic buying place if it happens. But of course, that's just way in the future. Who knows how long it'll take? Who knows if it even happen? But it's definitely something to consider later. That is where you could make the big returns by nailing lows below here. You have higher confidence buying it. But anyway, so 2-week candle is green. There is a bearish 2-week stop hunt on that, as you can see. So that is definitely something to be considered. Need to look into that a little bit more. But I will say though, this pattern here quite often wants to negate that, and quite often this will want to push up through there. Okay, so it is at this point a bearish 2-week stop hunt, but I would still be open-minded on that, because sometimes this pattern coming off it can go higher. Okay, but you can see here, look at this, that's a bearish 2-week stop hunt here, and it did sell off. All right, so if we do sell off this week and we have a red weekly candle and this drops lower, see the way this sold right off and there's a small weekly candle, well, we need to be prepared that, well, maybe actually the market is going to try and roll over. Okay, so this week will be important. At this point, I would suggest there's still a good chance of going higher. I need to look more into it, but yeah, what I'm saying is, depending on this week's outcome, could be very important for the future of audio. Like, to me, when I look at this pattern here, quite often, you know, they like to go higher, right? Quite often they do. So I think it's worth watching. Let's look more closely at it. Was that stop on today? No, it's yesterday. Another thing to note is the buying volume is here. So actually no, we did pierce it. Okay, we did pierce above that. Yeah, you know, audio, it almost looks like Bitcoin, to be fair. So it is Bitcoin here. Of course, the red 200 is higher away, but look at the pattern. It's moving up with Bitcoin, and then we got to move up, and we're getting a red candle today. Well, I think we take it as, you know, every candle as it comes, and I think we best to be working with a weekly candle here in the meantime. You know, you would expect a small dip down and a flip green to get continuation. Quite often, you know, this is still a bullish engulfing candle, and it's a bullish engulfing candle at the end of a consolidation range in an uptrend after a long downtrend. And after a long base, you know, this has been basing for many weeks. So I would still lead towards this breaking higher. You know, it is tricky. I'm leading towards this breaking higher, but it's a bearish monthly stop hunt, and I always say you never want to mess with monthly stop hunts, right? But in uptrends, look at this. In an uptrend, you can get bearish monthly stop hunts, and if you break that, that's a failed pattern, right? That's a failed move to the downside. This here is a failed move to the downside, and what happened? A fast move to the upside. So, you know, if this finished a month like that and actually moved higher next month, you could get a big move off this and go a lot higher, a little bit like here. Personally, I don't think we moon from here, but I still think the market can have some more upside. But even though I think that, you know, I could be wrong about that, because we could dip here before going higher. So You never really want to mess with these, and you want to be careful when you do see them, a bearish monthly stop hunt and a bearish 2-week stop hunt. You always want to be careful. But I do like this this pattern here, and it quite often can go higher. So I would, you know, you only need to wait and be patient. Let it dip on a new week, right? Basically, let it dip and create a wick, and then when that comes back up and flips green, maybe after Monday, I don't know if it's Monday or Tuesday or whatever, you could get long then, or you know, maybe in Monday you make it a small wick down, 2-3%, 3%, 4% down, pop up, flip green, and if that flips green again, then you can get long. I think that's the best way to play it, and the safest way to play it, considering that there is a bearish monthly and 2-week and bearish 2-week stop hunt. Got a large volume here. Sometimes these large volumes can cause this consolidation. They can break higher, and then later you can get the sell off again. Like you can see here, right? If I look here, well, you can see, look at this large volume. This was the largest volume in a long period of time. Now, price didn't top out above it very, very quickly or straight away, but you can see that it formed a top above the volume, okay? And it was a bit choppy, it was a bit messy, and but again, it held true. You get the big volume, and it topped out above it. So we have something similar here where you get this big volume, but this could be a bit messy. I do think there's more upside in it, but yeah, but be careful.